kissed you, lady, and you kissed me back.
You?
I got the message.
Never so few are the moments left for love to such as these two fatefully brought together in the unpredictable turmoil of an exotic land. There had always been more than one man in Carla's life, the ones that had her, the ones that wanted her.
Oh, come in and sit down.
They better stay in the jungle. A lot simpler there.
Many lives touched those of Carla and Tom. In Bill Ringer, Tom found a brother rebel.
Make it, bottle it, label it, sell it. Even drink it. God, you've got guts.
The part eventually played by Steve McQueen was in fact written for Sammy Davis Jr. But Sammy Davis Jr. had spoke his mind on Frank Sinatra at the time, and Sinatra cut him out of his life. He eventually forgave him when Davis apologized.
But I must tell you something rather disagreeable about myself. I'm a bad loser. You once told me I had a lot of boyish notions about love and that you knew love's realities.
Now I know what kind of man you are. So brave in battle, but so afraid of life. You talk of the future, but you won't take a chance on it.
The fervid and tantalizing story of a love that could not be, and yet could not be denied. Never so few is vivid human drama boldly set against the exotic lands of India and Burma.
Sinatra produced a spectacular gala for JFK's inauguration, and despite a huge blizzard, the ball was a star-studded success. The French Public Association with JFK got supercilious frowns from the Kennedy side. The implication of mobsters in the White House was continuously thrown around. The final break came when JFK's advisors had him stay at Republican Bing Crosby's home in Palm Springs rather than Sinatra's. Frank had built an entire new wing for the president, but JFK never occupied it. Crosby's home was in fact more defensible from security standpoints, but Sinatra's relationship with JFK and with Peter Lockwood withered. He continued his charity works, both high visibility and anonymously, raising money for medical research and liberal causes. But as a multimillionaire himself, an understandable conservatism began to creep in. Here, in a touching public service spot for tuberculosis research, Sinatra confronts a fatally ill TB victim. It's touching, heartrending, even if the boy is obviously Jerry Mathers of Leave It to Beaver.
Ford, are you a doctor?
Nope. My name's Frank. What's yours?
Army Ford and Darcy Jr. My folks don't call me Junior, they call me Gertie.
Okay, Gordy. Say, the doctor here at the hospital told me you're a pretty good soldier yourself.
Do you mean I'm going to help out the stagecoach this time?
Doesn't look very good, does it? But I think I came just in time. Got some reinforcements.
Gee, thanks.
This is the battlefield, make-believe and real. The real battle is the one Gordy Nolde is fighting with tuberculosis. Gordy first contracted tuberculosis of the lung, and then it spread to his spine and has now dissolved one of the vertebrae in his back and is attacking the others. Gordy will probably spend the next 3 years of his life in this TB hospital fighting tuberculosis. But TB is our fight, too. Every 5 minutes, another American breaks down with tuberculosis. It can happen to any of us. Age, sex, rich or poor. It doesn't make any difference. But right now, each of us has the opportunity to join in the fight against TB through our purchase of Christmas seals. Our Christmas seal dollars are needed for chest x-rays, health education, rehabilitation, and for medical research. For Gordy and for thousands who are young and old, the fight against TB is face-to-face. But for us, it's a lot easier. Christmas seals on every card, Christmas seals on every package. And make sure you answer your Christmas seal letter today. It's important. And thanks from FS for CS, Frank Sinatra for Christmas seal. Hi there. Come on in and preview these pictures with me. They were made at our Will Rogers Hospital. Our scientists are working day and night in the O'Donnell Memorial Research Laboratory. right under the same roof with the hospital at Will Rogers. Right there with the doctors and nurses and patients, right where the treatment was going on. All this research is for your benefit. It's specialized research for the serious diseases that attack the human chest. Will Rogers scientists working in Will Rogers laboratories have developed an anti-tuberculosis vaccine, which is now being used in epidemic areas of the world. And that's not all that's done for everyone. Now there's a medical teaching and training institute at Will Rogers. It began 3 years ago and has been growing ever since. We in the industry have been putting in our own money and work for more than 35 years. But we need your help now in the bigger load in the research and teaching we do for the public health. You will help, won't you? Please be generous when the volunteers pass the collection container. And thank you very much.
Real drama hit the Sinatra family in the December after the Kennedy assassination, as he was about to go on stage. Sinatra Sr. dealt directly with the kidnappers over the phone in cooperation with law enforcement authorities, and the boy was returned 48 hours later. Cynics called it a hoax, but the courts took it seriously, and the kidnappers went to prison. Nancy Sinatra fared more solidly, if less dramatically, in her entertainment career. She escaped the long shadow of her father to establish herself as a competent entertainer. A short-lived marriage to pop star Tommy Sands was followed by the hit song These Boots Are Made for Walkin', and the novelty duet Something Stupid with her dad, which actually hit the top 10. Her films included The Wild Angels and Speedway with Elvis Presley. Frank Sinatra found himself referred to by younger people as Nancy's Pop.
Nancy sings her newest hit with that old Sinatra beat. The Ghost in the Invisible Bikini, in color.
It was the 60s equivalent to the fluffy Sinatra musicals of the 40s. Far more serious was Frank Sinatra's co-production of the complex Richard Condon spy thriller Manchurian Candidate, a tale of assassination and treason that had both right-wing and left-wing commentators enraged. The story had bizarre parallels to conspiracy buff views of the JFK murder, a brainwashed American assassin used as a tool of sinister political powers. JFK had encouraged Sinatra to make the film before he was shot. But for financial and personal reasons, Sinatra withdrew the film after a few months of release. Sinatra had disagreements with how United Artists was handling the film, and exploiting it seemed like exploiting the assassination of Kennedy. Von Ryan's Express showed Sinatra as a man who knew audience expectations. Fighting with the studio and the director, Sinatra insisted on a downbeat climax, feeling the story would be a cheat with a happy ending. He was right. The ending may have been tragic, but that's what audiences wanted. Sinatra cared about picture making almost as much as he cared about making music. And as host of the 1960 Academy Awards, Sinatra, the producer, announced his credo.
You know it, but we need a good picture. And the way to get good pictures, as I rather obliquely hinted earlier in the evening, is to get back into the Mona Lisa business. Individual pictures. Handmade with love and passion and care by individual picture makers. Not by banks or committees or accountants or lawyers or office boys or boards of directors who are really in the real estate business, but by picture makers.
Crime pictures like Tony Rome, First Deadly Sin, and The Detective showed a world-weary cynic in middle age. Like Bogart, Sinatra gave off an air that he'd seen it all and done most of it. He'd made hundreds of records, dozens of movies and TV shows. He'd been on top and on bottom. Latter-day records like My Way, It Was a Very Good Year, and That's Life showed that the voice was still the most adept singer of the century. The years of smoking and carousing limited his vocal range, but his magic with music and his way of embracing the song lyric remained as strong as ever. At an age when most pop singers are fossils, Sinatra remains a performing legend. You gotta love living, baby, he said, because dying's a pain in the ass. Old Blue Eyes was back less than 2 years later as if he'd never been away. Performing was and is his life's work. It wasn't a means to an end to make money or gain power. It was his way